Hey everyone, what's going on? JBH here and welcome back to another video. And today guys, I'd like to share my ideas, of places I would like to visit this year for the 2023 season. But most of this will be mostly theme parks, because I love visiting theme parks. So I'm gonna go ahead and just share my thoughts and opinions, and just please note that this may or may not happen. I'm going to try my best to go to these places this year, but I just want to share you guys my thoughts. So here we go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Alrighty everyone, so the next four parks I just want to briefly touch on, because these four parks we did visit last year, and I would of course definitely want to visit them again. And of course the first park is of course Dorney Park. We visited Dorney last year. It is the closest park to me, being a Cedar Fair park, and it's about an hour and a half away from where I am in Allentown, Pennsylvania. This was such a great park. They have some great coasters out here, some great rides, and it was great to be there during their Grand Carnival celebration, and that made the park really come alive, especially at nighttime with the different floats during that parade they do at night. And of course they had all the different food options you can try for during that festival. So make sure you go watch that video that I did. It was really fun. I hope they do it again next year, so I definitely want to go back. But of course we have Dutch Wonderland. So Dutch Wonderland is actually another home park of mine besides Hershey Park. It's normally a kids park, so that's why I only go once a year or twice, just to show you guys, because it is a great family fun park. And then of course next we have Kennywood here. So Kennywood, I would like to go earlier in the season instead of late. So the time we went was late in the season, and of course they were doing Fall Fest, which is when all these different marching bands come, and it just made the park really busy, because of course they filled the park up because there was literally a lot of marching bands. Don't get me wrong, I love marching band. I marched in marching band, so it was definitely really fun to see that festival. But I just like to visit, of course, earlier in the season, maybe during a less busier time. Of course, next is Knoebels. Now, Knoebels, of course, is a yearly tradition. I go to Knoebels every year with my whole family. We camp at the campground. So this is always a park, I'll definitely do. And of course, it is, the largest free admission park. Again, for free, you just pay to the rides. And of course, the food prices are great as well. And they have so much yummy stuff and so much classic rides. So definitely we'll go there again. Can't wait to go back. But let's go ahead to the next park. Alrighty everyone, so of course the next park is of course Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey. Now this park I have visited before, back in probably I would say 2009. It's the last time I actually visited this park. It was with a school trip, and I did ride Kingda Ka here, as you can see on the screen, and I just really want to go on this ride again, because this ride is just amazing. It is one of the tallest roller coasters in the world, and one of the fastest roller coasters in the world as well. And it's just an incredible ride. Like I said, I only been on it once, and I just remember what a rush it was, and I would just love to get on it again, because it's just such a great ride. Now, of course, besides Kingda Ka, they do have some other great roller coasters as well. I'm trying to remember what all I went on last time. I think I did go on El Toro. Of course, El Toro, that is a great wooden roller coaster at Six Flags. And then of course they have Nitro. They do have of course Superman's Ultimate Flight. And of course they also have the New Jersey Devil coaster here that's on the screen now. This one actually is brand new, so I'm anxious to go on one of these. This is it's one of those single rail roller coasters. I've never been on a single rail roller coaster, so this will be definitely quite an experience to go on for the first time. But yeah, they have just some great roller coasters out here. We were actually going to go this year, but just something came up, so we could not go, because this was gonna be one of the last parks that we would have went last year for the 2022 season. That would have been one of the last parks we probably went to before the summer ended. But anyway, yes. So like I said, I definitely want to try to get to this park. This ride is such a great ride. As I can see just watching it right now, as you guys can see. Let me know if any of you guys have been on any of these roller coasters. You can comment down below. And what actually Six Flags Park is, your favorite Six Flags. This one's probably one of the closest ones towards me. I think there is one in Baltimore, but I think this is the one here in Jersey. Of course, is probably one of the closest parks, Six Flags parks towards me. So we'll definitely want to try to go, of course, next year or this year. Alrighty, everyone, and of course the next park that I would love to go to is, of course, in another one in New Jersey, and that is, of course, the Nickelodeon Universe theme park located in New Jersey. It's in the American Dream Mall. It's one of the largest indoor theme parks on the Western Hemisphere. So it's a great indoor theme park, and I just love this park because just looking at it, I've been doing some planning on it, just looking at it, and it's just so cool because it has features, everything Nickelodeon, a lot of the old school shows, definitely me growing up with a lot of the 90s shows. Yes, us 90s babies, telling you all those great shows that we have. So that's another reason why I definitely want to go, because it has so much, be so much, nostalgic to me, seeing all those great, shows growing up in the 90s. So, and plus they have some of the newer ones from today in this park as well. So it'd definitely be, great to see, because they have all different types of roller coasters, rides, entertainment characters, and I just love to visit this park because it's just, it just looks so like you have this park just looks like you have so much fun with different things to do. So I definitely want to try to get here this year, so we'll see what we can do. I'm not too terribly far from it, but I definitely would like to get to this park because some friends are definitely telling me this is such a great park, telling me about it, so I just definitely would like to go to this park for this year. So yeah. Alrighty, and of course the next park I would love to visit this year is, of course, Kings Dominion out in Virginia. So I have never been here. I don't recall being here when I was younger, but I would love to get to this park because I definitely want to go on Intimidator 305. That's probably like the number one coaster I definitely want to go on. But out here, they have, of course, some other great roller coasters as well. Of course, they have, this is where Twisted Timbers is at. And I know that is, of course, their RMC hybrid coaster. And that would be cool to go on that. Because like I said, of course, Hershey Park is finally getting their own, of course, RMC hybrid coaster, with that being Wildcat's Revenge. So of course it would be nice to go on some other hybrid roller coasters besides Wildcat's Revenge at Hershey Park. So that is where Twisted Timbers is at. And I heard they have some great entertainment shows. Of course they have the Peanuts characters, just like at Dorney Park and all the other Cedar Fair parks. So that would be, of course, lovely to see. But I definitely, like I said, my number one thing to do probably at this park is to ride Intimidator 305. I just like to go on this ride because it looks like really, just looking at it looks amazing. And I like that they based it off of course, Dale Earnhardt. Because like I said, when I was younger, I definitely went and watched a lot of NASCAR. I don't watch too much of it now like I did when I was younger, but normally I wasn't a Dale Earnhardt fan. Sorry. Of course, I was a Jeff Gordon fan. I am still a Jeff Gordon fan, but I appreciate Dale Earnhardt, what all he did for the sport and for NASCAR, and I just love to go on this ride. Definitely inspired by him, because being the Intimidator, and I just love to get on this ride because it just looks like a really cool ride. It looks like fast. It's like nothing but fast, because it definitely like the speed of a race car. So it definitely want to go on it. I just love seeing all those really overbanked turns. So hopefully we'll get that this year, being out in Virginia. Like I said, because we'll get to the next park then, which of course being Busch Gardens, which we got to last year. So we actually did pass this park, Kings Dominion, on the way to Busch Gardens. Alrighty, everyone. So yes, of course, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg is of course next. So I would love to go back again. So it was really good finally going back to this park. So I haven't been to this park since, I would say the early 2000s. I remember with my grandparents and my mom and dad, and of course when my one sister was really young. I think they were both really young. So I remember that we went here So it was, like I said, early 2000s, and it was a great park. We did do Colonial Williamsburg as well, and that was great. And I'd like to do Colonial Williamsburg as well. And it was cool finally going on Pantheon for the first time. That was such a great ride. And of course, doing Hollow Scream, that was such a fun event. I would love to go back for Hollow Scream next year and see what new houses they do. They might do new ones, and they might do the same. You can watch all that content on the channel right now. But I just can't believe we still did all 5 houses. I didn't think we would do that, but we did. Like I said, I got to go twice to Hollow Scream this year, or past year, so sorry. And it was such an amazing, fun event, and I would love to go back again. Of course, this park is open, year-round for different events. I know soon Mardi Gras is going to start soon. I was thinking about maybe to Mardi Gras, but we'll see. Of course, after that, then they do a food and wine festival, similar to like Epcot a bit. But yeah, I just love to get back to this park again. They had so much great rides, especially Verbolten. Verbolten's probably one of my favorite indoor dark rides with the launch coaster. But Pantheon was such a great ride, and I can't wait to go on it again. Right, and of course, the next park, the number one park, the roller coaster capital of the world, is Cedar Point, out in Sandusky, Ohio. This is probably my number one park that I would love to go this year. And I still, like I said, every year I'm saying I would love to get back to this park. So I have been to this park before, but the last time I've been to this park was I think it was 2001. So it was the year after Millennium Force opened. And I remember going on Millennium Force. It is probably my favorite roller coaster in the world. It's definitely up there on my high list. I just love that ride. I remember going on, I think, at least 3 times when I was out there. And, I would just love to go to this park because there are so many roller coasters. It's like a roller coasters fan's dream out here because there's so many rides. And plus, since I've been there has been so many brand new roller coasters since the last time I was there. So that's what I'm saying. I would just want to get out to this park so bad. The Cedar Point is such a great park, and I would just want to love to visit it again because, just so many great rides and so much entertainment, shows, and everything. But of course, I'm going to be a little sad that I won't be able to go on Top Thrill Dragster. So I'm sure everyone has heard the news that Top Thrill Dragster did have an incident, and of course they are closing it, indefinitely. But of course, as you see here on the screen, the Cedar Point did make this announcement saying that it would, of course, be rebranded. They have some plans for this ride. Who knows what will happen, but of course it will be in 2024 next year. Top Thrill Dragster will get a makeover or to see what's going to happen to it next. Like, as they say, like a new formula for thrill. So I'm anxious to see what happens for Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. Alrighty, everyone, and of course the next topic, of course I would love to go back, is of course Walt Disney World. Of course, I like to go to Disney World every year, at least once, because it's such a great place to be, as you all know. So I just love to go back, again, because this, the 50th anniversary is ending on March 31st, so that will end soon. And of course, going on right now, of course, is the Walt Disney Company's 100th anniversary, celebrating 100 years of wonder. So they have prize celebrations for the 100th anniversary this year for the company. I'm sure they will have this year coming up. So there's going to be probably so much more celebrations coming up. And of course, we have some new nighttime spectaculars returning. We have Happily Ever After returning in April. And of course, Epcot Forever is coming back to Epcot as well. Sad that Harmonious will be ending because I really love Harmonious. That is actually one of my new favorite nighttime shows. So it's going to be sad to see that to go. Then, of course, in the springtime, they also announced that, of course, Tron is opening. So, of course, the brand new roller coaster in Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland, Tron, is going to open. And I would love to, get on that ride because it was really cool, definitely going on when we went for the fall time, when we went on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot for the first time, and that was such a great ride. That was so cool how, everything, with the ride, it moved with how it spins and everything. It was just really cool ride, and I would just love to go back, definitely to do all these new things and to go back on on Guardians as well. And of course, I love to get back to Star Wars, Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge. Definitely love all those rides there. Love to do that again. But it was definitely great, of course, to go this year for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Last time we went to this event was back in 2016, which was Katie's first time going to Walt Disney World. That was her first trip. And like I said, I love Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. It was such a fun event. Fortunately, the hurricane came, and of course, they didn't do exactly everything as scheduled, but they gave us a free ticket at the end, so we came back. So because we had to come back because of going to Halloween Horror Nights, which we'll get into next, of course, Universal. So definitely would like to go back for Halloween time again. Of course, also I'd like to talk about possibly going back for Christmas time. I would love to go to Disney World, during Christmas time. The last time, Katie and I were at Walt Disney World for Christmas was back in 2020, of course, during the pandemic when it was still going on. So of course, I still have all my footage from that trip, some highlights from Christmas time, as you can see here on the screen. And I just love to go back and go for Christmas because it was finally nice to finally see Walt Disney World at Christmas time with the decorations all up on Main Street, and of course Epcot and Animal Kingdom, just to see all the parks finally decorated for Christmas. And I would just love to go back and see it again for Christmas, because some things they didn't do everything when they were there. Of course, they only did like a taste of the stuff at the Festival of the Holidays at Epcot, and they also did they didn't do all the parades and shows, of course, because the pandemic was still going on, and now they fully returned with the fireworks and the parades for Mickey's very Merry Christmas Party. So that's why I'd love to get back there for Christmas time to see that Christmas party. But yeah, so hopefully I'll get to Walt Disney World this year. Alrighty, everyone, and of course the next park, of course, I would love to go back is, of course, Universal Studios in Florida, and of course Islands of Adventure. So it was so great going this year. We actually went there twice, but we didn't actually got to go there for the first time because of the hurricane. So that's why, of course, we went back the second time. And of course, it was really cool to finally, do Halloween Horror Nights for the very first time. But this park is definitely really cool. I really enjoyed it when we went for our first time back in 2021, summer of 2021. It was cool just to see everything. We spent about a week there. It was definitely something different, to do, because, we go to Disney, and it was definitely nice to finally try Universal out, because, I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter was so nice to see that. It was so cool to see the Jurassic Park area and finally go on Velocicoaster for the very first time, and we went on it like about twice, and it was, of course, it's brand new roller coaster for that year, so it was great that it just opened when we went about like 2 weeks when we went down. It just opened like 2 weeks ago, so it was definitely great to be there for when that year when Velocicoaster opened. And that ride is such an incredible ride. It's definitely one of my favorite coasters. It's definitely on the top of my list. Fortunately, we didn't go do much, when we went down the second time, because we really had to, of course, budget a little bit. So that's why, of course, we didn't do everything that time when we went back the second time down to Universal. We mostly wanted to focus on Halloween Horror Nights, because that was our very first time doing that, and that was such a great, fun event. And because Universal, they are the kings of Halloween, and they definitely delivered everything between all those 10 houses, all 5 scare zones, all the scare zones we saw. Fortunately, we didn't do every single house. We did about 3 to 4 houses, because the waits for these houses were really incredibly long. I know they have the Fear Pass, to skip all the front of the lines to get in. It's probably definitely worth, noting, definitely to get ready for next time, because, to definitely, if you want to definitely try to do all the houses in one night, definitely, that's probably something definitely to do, because we were only there for one day. If we got to do Halloween Horror Nights another night, then we could do other houses, the next day. But it was definitely great fun being there. It was such a fun event, and I can't wait to go back soon. Alrighty, everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video today of me talking about possible ideas I want to go to these parks in 2023. Some are new that I definitely want to go for the first time, and some are I just want to go back to because I haven't been to a while, or just want to revisit some again, of course. Now all this, of course, I will try my best to go to these places in 2023. These are just some ideas I have. These are some of the ideas I have. Some theme parks. We just talked about theme parks. And of course there are other ideas, places I would like to visit, of course, in 2023, but I'm not going to discuss every single last idea that I have, but I do have a lot that I would love to go to because, like I said, I love to travel. I love traveling. There's so much adventure out there to be discovered. This adventure is out there, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe if you have not yet. Until then, guys, I'm JBH, and until the next adventure, I'll see you guys real soon. See yous.